Tottenham have made Archie Gray the fourth most expensive 18-year-old signing in history, paying £40 million to sign him from Leeds United. This might seem like a hefty fee for someone who's only played one season in the Championship, but he is ready to make that step up to the Premier League, and he is perfect for Angeball. This is an incredibly smart bit of business from Tottenham to cover off two positions. Archie Gray predominantly played as a right-back last season for Leeds United, with most of his minutes coming from there, although he has played in the number 6 and sometimes a little bit further forward. Tottenham stole the versatile midfielder from under the noses of Brentford over the weekend, where he underwent a medical. Leeds then rejected Brentford's bid for the 18-year-old due to the structure of their payments. In came Tottenham, they swooped in and made him their new number 14. Can Archie Gray follow in the footsteps of some of the greats that have worn that number previously for Tottenham? Archie Gray's greatest strength comes in his versatility. Despite being profiled as a holding midfielder, he played 30 games at right back for Leeds last season and 16 in midfield. He also played a handful of games in an attacking midfield role, and it's easy to see why when you look at his composure on the ball and his desire to move the ball forward all of the time. With Emerson Royal heavily linked with a move away from Spurs this summer, this investment just makes too much sense. Pedro Porro is in desperate need of serious competition, and Archie Gray provides that. Archie Gray won the Young Player of the Year award in the Championship last year in his first full season in the league, and it's easy to see why. Compared to other under-21 players in the Championship, he made more tackles, he won possession more times in the defensive third and the middle third of the pitch, he made the most final third passes and the most passes into the final third, and he played more minutes than any other outfield teenager last season across the top 4 tiers of English football. This kid is ready to make the step up. His versatility and quality at such a young age made him a mainstay in Daniel Farke's Leeds United side last season, playing 52 games across all competitions. Gray played 86% of all minutes possible for Leeds United last season at just 17 years old for the majority of the season. Only 2 outfield players played more minutes across all competitions. That was Ethan Ampadu and Joe Rodon for Leeds. As well as making the most tackles for an under-21 player in the Championship last season, he also won the second most amount of ground duels. Despite him being very easy on the eye with his passing, Archie Gray is someone that likes to get stuck in. As well as his versatility, Archie Gray's main strength is his passing ability. His overall pass completion rate for the season was 82%, with his medium passing and his short passing both above 85%. They are very good numbers for a midfielder in a possession-based system. Either as that number 6 or as a right back, Archie Gray would suit Ange Postecoglou's system perfectly, creating that link between the defence and the forward line. He's always looking to play the ball forward, averaging 4.25 progressive passes per 90 from right back last season for Leeds. Averaging 4.2 passes into the final third per 90 last season, Archie Gray is always looking to be positive, always playing with his head up. That is a non-negotiable principle for Ange Postecoglou. That is why he would suit Tottenham perfectly. Stepping into midfield from right back or playing in midfield, Archie Gray would be the player to dictate the tempo in this Spurs side. Archie Gray would be the metronome in that Spurs midfield, just keeping things ticking over with his simple passing, but he knows when to break the lines and be direct with his progressive passing. Spurs often play a lot of their football camped in the opposition's final third, trying to break down low blocks. Archie Gray is the perfect player to play that killer pass, but also keep things simple when you're trying to retain pressure. Gray's line-breaking passing ability is superb. He is often the pass before the assist. He plays that killer ball into the attacker, taking out the midfield so often. His first touch is superb. He's comfortable receiving the ball at all angles, allowing him to assess the options and play the right pass. Archie Gray is someone who has attracted interest from Bayern Munich, and it's easy to see why, because I think he profiles very, very similar to someone like Joshua Kimmich. Comfortable playing at right back, comfortable playing in midfield, comfortable just dictating the tempo and keeping things simple. Great defensive ability too, great defensive awareness. It's easy to see why Gray earns those comparisons and is comfortable playing in midfield and in the back line too. Postecoglou wants his defensive players to be progressive on the ball. Like I said, it's a non-negotiable in his system, and it's so easy to see why he's such a massive fan of Archie Gray. When you've got such creative players in the Spurs team like James Maddison, Dejan Kulusevski too, Ange wants you to get the ball to them as quick as possible to open teams up, and that's exactly what Archie Gray can bring to this Spurs side. Another great strength of Archie Gray's game is his dribbling and his press resistance. He's got great composure, playing like an old head on young shoulders, and if you watched him in the Championship for Leeds last season, it would always feel like he was one step ahead of the game. Archie Gray is so calm under pressure, and his bow-footiness allow him to jink away from players with ease and get himself out of tight situations. He uses similar jinks and movements as someone like Moussa Dembele did for Spurs, getting him away from his opponent. His physical stature at a young age is very impressive as well. 6'1" for an 18-year-old. He's going to continue to grow, continue to build muscle, and he could be a monster in midfield in a few years' time. Playing in midfield or at right back, Archie Gray tends to have most of his touches in the middle third of the pitch, meaning that he needs to be strong in tight and cramped spaces. But he is so comfortable taking players on in those areas, whether that's at midfield or at right back, averaging 1 successful take on per 90, as well as 1.8 progressive carries per 90 for Leeds last season as well. Postecoglou loves press-resistant midfielders like Yves Bissouma, like Pat Matasar. It's easy to see why Yves Bissouma was his number one choice for that 6th position at the start of last season, and he thrived. And given how press-resistant someone like Archie Gray is, he would be perfect to slot in as that replacement for Yves Bissouma in some games, or play alongside him in more of that box-to-box number 8 role that Pat Matasar tends to play for Spurs. He's an excellent ball carrier like Pat Matasar. He's very comfortable in tight spaces like Yves Bissouma. And with the most amount of tackles won by any under-21 player in the Championship last season, and the most amount of possession won back in the middle third of the pitch by any under-21 player in the Championship last season, Archie Gray is perfect to help break up the play and stop counter-attacks. Spurs were very, very vulnerable on transition last season, conceded a lot of goals there, and I think Archie Gray can help come in and solve that problem. Archie Gray is a signing for the present and the future, ready to make that step up from the Championship. His name is the latest on a long list of young talent that Spurs have produced and bought in the last few years, with the likes of Lucas Bergvall and Pat Matasar coming to the club, Jamie Donnelly, Mikey Moore coming through the academy. There are very exciting times ahead at Tottenham Hotspur, and Archie Gray is going to be a big part of that next season and in the future for Spurs. At just 17 years of age, Archie Gray put in a man-of-the-match display coming up against Chelsea's £200 million midfield in the FA Cup last season, and his ability was there for all to see. As you can see here, Archie Gray was not fazed coming up against Premier League opposition. In this example, he still possesses the composure, ball carrying ability and technical skills to break past Chelsea's first man press. He does a step over around the second Chelsea player in Moises Caicedo to break their press smoothly, showing his quality driving forward with the ball, which led to a Leeds attack. You can see here in this example against Plymouth his ability to break through the lines with his passing. Gray starts by intercepting the ball, winning it back, then beats the man pressing him with that La Croqueta move, immediately looking forward, breaking the midfield line to allow Somerville to run 1v1 against the defender towards the goal in the box. And Postecoglou loves his wingers to run in behind, so if Archie Gray can break up play like that, then look forward and break the lines with his passing, he would be a dream in this system. Especially when you've got players that want to run in behind like Brennan Johnson and Timo Werner, Archie Gray's ability to break up that play and look forward could be deadly for Spurs. Playing as a right back, Archie Gray's 1v1 defending is very, very strong. He can cover ground quickly, and with those long legs and tall frame, he can stretch to reach to win the ball back. His strength in the tackle is shown here as he wins the ball back off the Sunderland winger and immediately sets Leeds back on the front foot, looking forward with his passing, getting the team back on the attack. Archie Gray won the Young Player of the Season award in the Championship last season, and interestingly, 4 out of the last 10 winners of that award have been signed by Tottenham Hotspur. Those being Dele Alli back in 2015, Ryan Sessegnon and Brennan Johnson. Spurs haven't always got their recruitment from the Championship right, but this one feels different. Spurs have often missed out on key Championship targets like Eberechi Eze, Jack Grealish and James Maddison, and then end up being linked with them further down the line. Eberechi Eze, the prime example. Spurs were linked with him for around £15 million back in 2019. And now they're looking to activate his release clause of £68 million. Spurs ended up signing James Maddison years down the line when we could have signed him from Norwich, and I don't think Spurs want to be in the same situation this time. Like I said, £40 million is a lot of money for a player that's only played 1 season in the Championship, but Archie Gray feels like a very, very solid investment. This kid is going to be special. He's got ambitions to be the England captain one day, a Ballon d'Or winner, and hopefully we see him achieve those dreams with Tottenham Hotspur and win a trophy next season. In the future and in the present, Archie Gray is a brilliant buy for Tottenham. With his versatility, his passing ability and his press resistance, he fits the Ange Postecoglou system like a glove. Make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more Tottenham content, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to seeing Archie Gray in pre-season. Nice one.